Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. And thank you so much for being a part of the Keeping It Real with Dr. Lil on today. I'm just glad to be a part of the land of the living, if you will, because there's just so much going on in the world today. That sometimes you got to stop and think and stop and think. Today was a hard day, everybody. Today was an interesting day. I woke up today like I normally will wake up any other day. And by the grace of God, I woke up. But the biggest thing is I had my goddaughter, Wanda Satterthwaite, on my mind. And it's not uncommon for me to not think about her and so forth and so on. But today was different. Today was really pressing in my spirit. And then it was all throughout the day I was thinking about her. And she became stronger and stronger as the day went on, her being in my spirit and my presence. My name is Dr. Lillian Coley, and I'm glad you're here. We're keeping it real with Dr. Lil. I am the godmother to Wanda Satterthwaite, for most of you don't know, and Ramir Satterthwaite. We've been part of a 10, 14, 12 long year case for a long time. And there's been a lot of different circumstances and situations that's come out of it. And unfortunately, Wanda started the case in Philadelphia, and I wanted to talk a little bit today about that. But the case for her started out in Philadelphia, and it was started out because she wanted to have some closure for her child. I think about today as we are still embarking on some things involving the case or cases, I should say, and then how Wanda started the case back in 2010, and then 2019 in October she went home to be with the Lord. But she left me a mantle, everybody. She left me instructions, everybody. She left me her wishes. And her wishes is going to be executed to the best of our ability. And some of the things I feel and see and feel as we're going along in this place called life has been untasteful and, as they say, distasteful. So I wanted today to remember her. I wanted to talk about her. I wanted you to see pictures of her. I want you to know about Wanda Satterthwaite, the mother of Ramir Satterthwaite, and what she meant to us, how important she was to us, so forth and so on. I never want to call somebody a victim. I always want to call them a victor. And I know she's been through some circumstances and situations in her life that were not so great. But at the end of the day, this session is about her. This session is about talking about her, remembering her, reflecting her, so forth and so on. Because sometimes I think sometimes we forget and we miss the big picture. So I just wanted to come on here for a little bit, y'all, to to express what I need to express. And I'm looking to see what's going on out there. In terms of everybody, please share with other people. Thank you for watching. Be encouraged. I was trying to make sure everything was going the way it was going to go. So I'm going to check it, everybody. So while we were doing this, we're going to check. I'm just going to take my time because today, as I said, I woke up feeling, seeing, and just having like a little burden. I won't care to say it's a big burden, but it was a little burden for me to try to compartmentalize my emotions or my feelings, not understanding this certain moments and certain things that happen to us are sobering. They get us into a place of understanding the importance of life and the people. And I don't want her life to ever be forgotten. I don't want her purpose to be forgotten. I don't things that may have happened to her and the circumstances surrounding her, whatever supposed to be, we want it to be, and we're planning for it to be. So at the end of the day, I'm just going now to check to see how things are going on with the channel because I want to make sure you guys can see and hear me. If you can hear me, put in the chat. I mean to make sure I can see the chat. That's important because I can't see it right now. But hold on, everybody. As I'm going into this, I'm going to go in and try to see if I can see and hear you guys because that's important to me. And thank you all. Okay. So I'm just going to be checking, looking to see. Okay, so the sound is there. So thank you so much for just being a part of this session so we could talk about Remember Wanda Satterthwaite. So I wanted to play a couple pictures from her. I wanted to talk to her. I know that a few people said they're going to call me. So they may come online and we'll talk about life when you go through circumstances and situations when the circumstances don't seem fair, when the system's not really working for you because maybe your complexion, maybe because of your money, maybe because of where you live, or whatever it might be, all of the above, that you don't get the same type of treatment that other people may get or other people's children. And we know in our country that got to stop. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. So today I wanted to just do some portions of this remembering her. There was a few people that called me and they always says, I want to make sure nobody else becomes a victim. I technically don't see Wanda as a victim, but I know there's some things that happened in her life that could have victimized her circumstances, especially if you have a situation of concern and people don't take it seriously. That's the problem, everybody. And it shouldn't matter about who you are and where you live and all that stuff. So I'm just trying to bring this up on my phone so I can see what's going on. Of course, everything doesn't want to do what I needed to do right now, but I'm going to get it to do it. So just hold on as we're going to do. We're going to go into some pictures. I'm waiting for more people to come on in. Come on in, everybody. Just come on in. Like, share. Let's talk about it. Let's be about it. So forth and so on. Let me turn this down because I want to see the comments. The comments are a big deal to see the comments. So we're going to just continue to look at what we need to look at and do what we need to do because I know that all that kind of stuff is important. So yeah, but at any rate, we are here today to remember Wanda, remembering who she is, her purpose, and so forth and so on, so that other people can be encouraged and not discouraged about anything they think they need to be discouraged about, because you don't really need to be discouraged. You can keep on holding on because life is not over, right? Life has purposes, it has meaning, it has all that good stuff. So what I'm planning to do is first I was going to show you guys some pictures. So I'm going to get those pictures. And then I had some things that were on other lines that or other stations I should say, or channels that I wanted to talk about. But at first I wanted to do the picture stuff for her because I thought the pictures and doing her was the most important thing. So I'm going to do that. And as soon as I can find what I need to do, and I know I got to find it, but at the end of the day, it's around here somewhere. Oh, I got to share it. So let me just figure that out. Okay, here I am. So I think I got it together here, y'all. So here we're going to go back over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share some photos. I just want to reminisce on Wanda and her life and her purpose and all the beautiful things that we love about her. I just want to reflect. I want to reflect, everybody. This is one of my favorite pictures of her. I don't know why I can't show this the way I want to show it. Let me see if I can do it another way, y'all. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can share it the way I want to share it. So, all right. Why does it make me do it like that, though? All right. Not that way either. Let me see. Set it to depth. No, we don't want to do that. We want to put it in paint. Don't want to do that. I was looking for this other program I had where I could show it and then show other pictures afterwards. I don't know. I guess it's this one. It was one of them where I guess they won't do it on this one because the other one was like a movie where you can advance it to the next one. But I'm going to try this one other thing. So just hold on. Maybe photos. Photos might work. Let's see. Yeah, I think we did something, y'all. So here we have it in photos. If you see it, everybody sees it. This is one of my favorite photos of Wanda Satterthwaite. This was like a week or so before she passed away, believe it or not. Well, a beautiful picture that was taken, and she tried purple hair. That was one of the things she tried. So I'm looking to see if y'all hope. I'm hoping you guys can see everything. Can you see it? Let me just make sure everybody can see what I see, because I don't see it on my phone yet, but it can get there. Let me maybe stop it. Let me try another window. Hold on. Okay, so I don't look like it's coming over. So it looks like it's not coming over. Okay, maybe I got to do it this way. Let me stop sharing this and then do a new share. Let's do a new share. Let's do it this way, y'all. I think we can do it this way. That probably should work. Now this program, maybe this program doesn't work on a share because right now I'm sharing it directly from this particular window and it's not coming through. So I'm gonna try one more thing and then we'll move on. Come on, I know you can work. I see it now. So that's the picture. Then there's another. This is my favorite picture, everybody. I hope you can still hear me. And then this the next one. Let me see. Let me make sure that still works. I think it does. Hello? Yeah, I think we are. We're good, right? Come on. I know you can work. All right, good. Very good. Very good. Very good. That's what I wanted. And then the next picture. This is her and her son when he was 18. Her son Zaire. He was graduating from out of high school. Of course, this is Ramir and Zaire. Ramir it has the little tan shirt on. His brother has the dark shirt on. That's a beautiful picture. Okay. I'm hoping this is this thing advancing. Okay, it is. It's just a little slow. And there's Ramir with his two children. That's Chanel in the yellow, Armani in the pink and the little barrettes. This one they was much younger. They're a little older now. Ramir and his cousins in this picture. That's Ramir and his brother. There's Wanda, y'all. She took a fashion picture, if you will. I can't remember what it was. It was something like she was doing some kind of fashionista or something. That's her when we went to DC. I think was Obama in office. I think Obama might have been in office then. But that's Wanda Satterthwaite, everybody. I was there with her. We went to DC, and she wanted to go to the White House. So here she says, "Here it is, everybody." So that's her there. That's me and her, Wanda and myself. Somebody took our picture. I don't know what year this is, but it was way back yonder, y'all. This is Wanda and her son Ramir. I think you guys seen a lot of those pictures already. This is the obituary we have for Wanda's life. For those of you who may have been around with it when it happened, here's her dad up there, and Wanda and her sister. Of course, it's the family, everybody in the family. Some of these pictures we just looked at. This is the obituary. So today, I wanted to go and reflect, and so I went back and looked at her obituary. This is Wanda Satterthwaite's the celebration of her life. That's her son Zaire, and I think that's it for right now. So let's stop sharing and go back to where I need to go back to. Amen. Wow, that was a lot, everybody. There's another photo I want to show you, and the reason why I want to show it to you. Hold on one second, everybody. I want to change this title. This is going to be the Life of Wanda Satterthwaite. Her story and life is important and won't be silenced. Whew. So today was a hard day. I thought, like I said, for those of you who are just coming in, I woke up today with thinking about her, which is not uncommon. And then as the day went on, she became stronger and stronger in my spirit. So I want you all to know that when you have loved ones who pass away, no matter who they are, they're still with us. There's a such thing called Phoenix of Arizona or Phoenix or something. I don't want to mess the name up. Where the ancestors, as they say, are in the sky or in the stars or in the universe or something to that effect. And every now and then, God kind of gives you a sign in the universe about it. Well, some time ago, but I want to say back in October, the same month that she passed, and that's not just her, but my other family members who went on, like my parents and brothers and sisters and all those I love, I got a sign in the sky, everybody. It was really profound and it was very sobering. And I wanted to say that you need to still keep the memories of the loved ones you have in the forefront of your life. Don't let them die. Don't let them go by the wayside. Don't let them be another whatever. And little Frankie, we love you too. He's up in heaven. I'm so glad that we know where you are. So it's the thing where sometimes you need to talk to your loved ones too, because emotions and things can happen. And for those of us who are left on the earth, we got to deal with what's going on in the earth. And that's the next part of what I'm going to talk about, the crazy stuff that's going on and how we need to talk about it in order to get healed and to be able to move on. So the first thing was this. I want to go see what's going on back here. Just checking to see. There's a couple things I wanted to talk about because don't know where things are with certain things and want to know, because I think this is important to know. And for whatever reason, certain things are not happening yet, and we need to fix that. So let me just fix this too while I'm sitting here, because I want to make sure our video is going where it needs to go. I thought I put all that in here. All right, let me just do. You gotta do what you gotta do around here. That's what you gotta do, everybody. So yeah, let me go back over here to see what's happening there. And what I wanted to do was show y'all a picture. Let's go back there. Okay. I'm just kind of fixing something up right now, because when you don't fix it up, you have problems later in YouTube. So at any rate, I want to talk about that late in a few minutes, about certain things of people that are in the news. Stuff is happening and nobody's saying anything. So nobody tries. I think most people don't try to victimize another person. Most people don't. They really want the best for everybody. But when you do wrong or something happens, people do believe you should be accountable, right? So that's just normal, right? So in some regards, that's where we are. We're at a place where things are happening or has happened, and we are trying to address the happenings. And sometimes when stuff like this happens, when you have reminiscence and you feel like your ancestors are visiting you or talking to you or whatever you think, you need to reflect and be a part of whatever you need to be a part of. In our case, Wanda has been a part of what me and my godson has been going through in these court cases. So she's been a part of it. She's unfortunately not here to see us finish it off, but she's been a part of the beginning. And so she's always been a part of the circumstance and situation. Therefore, it's like she's still here in that regard, in terms of the whole thing, because she was the one who began this thing. Nonetheless, we believe that justice should always be served, no matter what it is, what it looks like, as long as it's justice, right? And because we believe that, we have to continue to walk in it. So I wanted to let you see something with the ancestry stuff. It's not a big deal, but it's something that adds to the conversation about ancestors and believing in you and understanding where you are and, that kind of thing. So I don't know exactly where I put the picture. So let me just figure out where I put it first, because I think this is really deep for me. This is a big deal for me because it's dealing with ancestors. It's dealing with people, the people that you love and the people that have went home, but they're still out there. They're not like decimated, as they say, or gone from the earth. They're still a part of everything. They're just not here physically. And we got to sometimes sit, we got to sit and think about it. We got to sit and talk about it. We got to sit and reminisce on it. Let's not just go away and be so caught up in our day that we forget about important things like that. So I'm trying right now to find the folder that has that. And then we're going to move right on, because I'm going to take my time too, y'all, because at the end of the day, it's just been one of those days. It's been I won't say an emotional day, but it's been a day where I feel like I wanted to share this. I needed to say this. I needed to tell this. And I let tell myself, keep things in the forefront for myself, so I can stay on cue on what I need to do. Because I'm not going to back down and stop down or whatever for certain circumstances. Because if I believe in something and I know that's the right thing, then I know I should be doing it. That's what I'm trying to say, everybody. All right, so here is a photo of what I have, what they call Phoenix of Arizona. I might be saying it wrong, but it basically is showing, this is a picture of the sky. And this is my home in Egg Harbor Township. And my neighbor, and I'm not there, I don't live there. Some other family members live there. My neighbor across the street from here, she took the picture. And she said, look what's going on with your house, or on top of your house. And she said, that's your parents and everybody, your family members, everybody reminding you that they're with you. And I looked it up, and I think they called it Phoenix, Arizona, or something to that effect. And the whole point of this is that it ties right into my narrative with my goddaughter Wanda, because this happened in October, the same month she died, in 2019. So here we are today, at the end of January, and her spirit has come upon me strong. Wanda don't bother me too much. I will feel her presence, and we'll talk and so forth and so on, because that's what we do in the spirit. But she don't really bother me. But today, for some reason, she was in my spirit. She was in my spirit stronger than normal. And I said, well, you know what? I want to remember her. I remember her for my own stuff, personal, blah, blah, blah. But I remember her even the more because I feel that that's important to me. Now, I was trying to see if I could do this with when you share the picture. I don't know how you do that, but when you put it up here, if I go down here and be small, I guess you have to have a real person on that. But nonetheless, y'all saw what y'all saw. And at the end of the day, remember your loved ones. Remember their legacy. Be respectful of it. Don't let circumstances, situations, people, or any resources that you don't have or do stop you from helping them walk in their destiny, walk in their purpose, and walk in where they're supposed to be. I'm just not going to do it, everybody. I'm not going to let things and people happen, do all these kind of things to stop the call that I have and the purpose. So today I wanted to tie all that into a discussion about other things that are happening, because I know there's a lot of anger out there about victims, people who consider themselves victims. And the reason why some of them do is because they said the government or the people that have authorities are not doing what they need to do and looking the other way. For those of you who don't know, I did a podcast on Epstein, talking about whether or not the Epstein files should the Epstein files be opened. And the reason why that was done or said was because, one, for the obvious reasons, but two, was because that I think we have to always talk about the elephant in the room, which is a lot of times fraud, corruption, and things that can go on in the government that can cause problems for people who are trying to do things that they need to get done in their day-to-day lives, whatever that might be. In this case, I decided to do something about that and talk about that with the Epstein case. And this is the podcast piece. If you haven't seen it, this is it here. And it's basically asking the question about, should the files be that seal unsealed? Because a lot of times, everybody, is that some victims and some people who consider themselves victims, or some people who are like a victim, or some people who might have been under the, I won't say under the law, but some people who were, things that happened to them that were not in the law is what I want to say, like Wanda. People can sometimes be swayed in the government or the people that's supposed to protect them, and not do anything about the circumstance in the situation. And for those who are still living, some people feel that they're victims. they feel that their lives are it's a problem. There's a circumstance, there's a problem, there's these things happening, and they want it to stop, so to speak. But I'm here to say that here I am, because I was wondering how this went. I can still be in the picture. I'm here to say that you want to keep fighting. You want to keep doing what's right. You want to keep believing. You don't want to let your life and your family members and those who might have went on their lives be in vain. And in my case, I'm glad to hear and know that Wanda, before she passed, she had a clear direction of what she wanted to happen with the cases, her life and the cases, her children, etc. Although her children are adults, she had clear instructions. And I'm glad that I had the opportunity to be with her on her time that she crossed over, and to hear her heart, and to be talking to her for the last few days of her life. But I'm saying to say this to say, do not be discouraged that if you're a part of the land of the living like we are now, and you feel like you're not being heard, you feel like the victim stuff that's going on, you ain't the first and apparently not the last, that you can't give up. You can't give up. You can't. So this situation about whether the Epstein files should be unsealed, I believe they should, because I believe unsealing these files will show it will show a continuity, and it will show a connection between other cases that have taken place regarding the Epstein case and the Diddy case. Because the Diddy case in itself has its own set of problems. It's got a lot of stuff that has happened. And you and I are citizens, and some people know people that have been a part of some crazy stuff that's happened. So what we want to do at this point now is I want to go and listen to some of the other things. I'm going to ask everybody to share the broadcast, like and click, please. Like, click, share, so that we can get what we need out of the whole thing that we're trying to do here. So I want to do a couple things here. I definitely want to talk to you guys about the stuff that's been happening recently in the news, just recently this week, about some victims. And some of them were like last week. They had some victims that came forth because they just feel like they're not being heard, that nobody's listening to them. That's why somebody somewhere has got to do what's right. Somebody's got to fight. And then you hope and pray that people can, the government and whoever's involved will do the job they're supposed to do. I'm not saying nobody should go down for something they can do now. I ain't talking about that, y'all. We ain't talking about no craziness, no fraud. What I am saying that we, as United States of America citizens, should want the right thing. And I know for us, some of the stuff that's been talked about in the news this week, it's been really interesting. I'm going to play a couple clips and we'll talk about it. And it all relates and ties in to people that have been in situations where they were not protected. That when a circumstance arose, the government, the people in authority didn't do their job. They didn't do it. And then some of them had the audacity and the wherewithal to try to come and do some other weird things regarding covering up, lying, sealing records, all kinds of crazy stuff in authority, because you don't want it to be known for stuff that people are doing that are extremely unethical. And in my case, I believe sick and demonic, but yet and still you allow it to happen. So that's crazy. So we as Americans got to do something about this. So we had a couple topics that was going to be, and the number one thing was women not being protected. We're not protected. So you got to protect the women in the society if you want them to do what they supposed to do too. Because at the end of the day, sometimes if you don't do nothing with them, you're gonna have a problem. So let me just see here, because I have some people that want to come on and talk. So let me just hold on. Let me just get this together and let them know they can come on and we can have a discussion, a healthy discussion. And these are people that are considered themselves victims. They have been in circumstances and situations. Um, Hold on a second. I'm just going to tell them come on now for the talking so they can know. And then we can go from there. Uh-huh. Discuss. We're going to discuss things. We have to make sure that we are protecting victims. That's what I'm getting at. We got to protect them, because if we don't protect them, then who's going to do it? Because the way it looks now, if we don't do certain things and fend for each other, that we're going to be by ourselves. You're going to be by yourself. When you need help, you're not going to get it, because there's going to be circumstances and situations that's going to mess this up. So I am trying now to go to and share this particular link with them. So everybody just hold on for 1 second. I think I have it, but I can't figure out how to do it right now. So please look in the comments area for any of the links that we were trying to send. I think I have it. Okay, I got it now. You just kind of keep working with it and keep working with it. You'll get it. So I'm going to take this and send it over, because I think you got to have healthy conversations with people in order to have healthy outcomes. All right. So we sent that particular link out. We're going to have some conversations. And while we're waiting for them, I'm going to go into the other stuff. So the main thing was women not being protected by the system. So if they're living, they want to be protected. And even they have a legacy and they have not gotten the protection they needed before they left this earth, they still deserve protection. So we want to get to a place in our society that we're not governed and judged by the color of our skin, how dark or light we may be, and how much money we have, etc. So sometimes some of these factors are who's your parents. Some people's kids get more privilege than other children, and all the stuff that people try to separate and make you better or not better than. This kind of stuff we got to stop, right? So those of us who are still here have an obligation to fight for those who need help that's here and those who went on. So we're fighting for the justice to help other people, and we're trying to use the resources that we need to do what we need to do, and not be silenced by the very resources that's supposed to help us. Hello, somebody. There's resources that people have that they should be using to help us, but they've been using it to hurt us. So I'm going to go back to this page, and I'm going to look and see what's going on. And then I'm going to ask you guys to just continue to like, share, and comment as we go on for this journey. Okay. So thank you very much for being a part of this sessions. And let's just look at some of the stuff we want to look at. The first thing we wanted to look at that I thought was going to be really interesting was the story that it was another victim who just put in a case, I think I want to say less than 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, on Diddy regarding being raped. She said she was raped, allegations of rape, and very, very serious stuff, very egregious to even hear it. You don't even like to use the word. And somehow in her talking and discussing, she said that she was not given the fair due process of what she needed so that she could address her issues. And these are the things that kind of make you cringe and make you concerned, at least it does for me, that if this doesn't resonate, if this doesn't go well for people, if this doesn't get, walked out properly, legally, and ethically, then where are we going as a country? we ain't going nowhere, because this kind of stuff can make people who are like that not get help, not do nothing about it, and all that crazy stuff that go along with their thinking, right? Because a lot of times their thinking got them there. So at any rate, here we are, trying to work it out. But you know what, too? That's not, I just sent her the wrong thing. So I'm going to just let her know. Hold on a second, everybody, because I sent her the link. This is not the link. I'll put it in the chat. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. All right. So once they come on, then I'll know they're on, and then we'll go from there. So I wanted to play this clip. And this clip is about the young lady who talked about her allegations of being raped, and how her allegations were not taken seriously. That's what it appears that she was trying to get at, and that she wanted help. She needed the help of the community and for people to hear her. So here I'm going to play this clip, and then we'll talk about it on the other side. Let me see if I go back. I guess I'll play it here.
We take these cases and accusations seriously, and detectives thoroughly investigated the accusations. It was later determined the claims were unfounded, which brings me to tonight. Months after putting her name on a highly explicit, exhaustively detailed court filing, Ashley Parham has decided to go on national television and answer questions about it. She asked us if we could conceal her face, and we agreed. She also wanted to be joined by her attorney, Ariel Mitchell. Here's our conversation. Ashley and Ariel, thank you very much for doing this. I know this is extremely sensitive. I'll ask the questions best I can, and I'll challenge the best I can, understanding that this is delicate information. With that in mind, Ashley, can you tell me how you first even came into contact and came to know Sean Combs?
I met a man named Shane Pierce at the bar, and outside of the bar, he had Sean Combs on a FaceTime phone call, and he overheard me saying I wasn't impressed by him and wasn't a fan, and that I thought he killed Tupac. And
do you believe that that's what started all of this, that perhaps Sean Combs had a grudge, just hearing that you believed he was Tupac's killer?
Yeah, I think that's what started it, because that's when he threatened me, that he was gonna come after me, and he threatened he was gonna eat my face, so I didn't take him seriously. I just thought he was a bizarre human being.
At what point did you come into actual physical contact? Did you see him face to face for the first time? What were the circumstances?
It was when Shane Pierce had called me, and he claimed he wasn't feeling well from his cancer treatment and he needed help opening his medication. So I went over there to help him out, and it turned out he was just fine and he didn't need my help. It was weird. He wanted to show me his new car, and he took me on a short drive around the Renda Hills, and then we got back to his little bachelor pad in the house, and he offered me a glass of water, and I drank it, and I started to feel a little bit off. And then I heard a bunch of people coming down the stairs, and it was Sean Combs and a whole bunch of people who just busted in the door and in just in a boisterous manner and acting. He said something like, "Bet you didn't think you were ever going to see me," and I was just in complete shock and frozen.
And what happened next?
He basically started threatening me with human trafficking, and that they could take me anywhere and sell me. He had Christina Coram. He ordered her to insert a copper IUD into my vagina, but luckily it deployed before she could actually get it inside me, like inside the cervix. And that's when Sean Combs got extremely angry, and he grabbed the TV remote and sexually assaulted me vaginally with the remote extremely violently.
Where in the apartment did this happen?
And it was in the house. It has a little studio apartment underneath the house, and it was on the bed because it was a really tiny apartment.
And was everyone in that party present? The people who had all descended down those stairs into that studio apartment, were they all present witnessing what was happening to you?
I heard more people upstairs that I didn't see, so I'm not incredibly sure how many people were there. In the room with me, it was Sean Combs, Shane Pierce, Shane's friend, who I don't know his name yet, what he called was a bodyguard, who later claimed he was a correctional officer or undercover officer, but he wasn't. And then Christina Coram and another white woman who I don't know her name.
Did you know know who these people were, or have you come to learn who they are because of the alleged assault that happened?
I learned who they were afterwards, other than Sean Combs.
And so now, if you can, and I'm sorry these questions are so difficult. I'm following along with the affidavit for the most part. Can you tell me what happened after you say Sean Combs allegedly raped you with the TV remote? What happened after that in that bedroom with all of those people present?
They took turns raping me, and Sean Combs raped me anally. Shane Pierce also raped me, but vaginally. And the bodyguard guy, he raped me as well while Sean Combs was sitting in a chair naked, filming it and jerking off to watching me being raped.
Sean Combs was masturbating while you say the other members of his party were taking turns with you?
Yeah.
And what happened next?
And I looked for my stuff, my shoes, my clothes, my purse, my keys, and my phone, and none of it was there. And I found a random large black t-shirt. So I put that on, and the knife that Sean Combs had put against my face earlier, where he wanted to cut my face, and Christina Korm told him that it wouldn't be good for human trafficking me, that clients wouldn't like it. I found that knife because they had left it in there. So I tried to hide it on my left side underneath partially of the t-shirt. And I stepped outside, and that's right where the bodyguard with a gun was, and they told me to sit down. So I sat down on this makeshift bench out of buckets and a plywood. And
for anyone struggling with dementia, do not drink cold water. You've probably heard that dementia is all about aging, right? You might think that once dementia or Alzheimer's sets in,
I just had to sit there and just kind of listen to Sean Combs brag about what he did to me, and that he's gotten away with more serious crimes and no one would believe me. And he mentioned Tupac. And
to be clear, this is outside now. This is in the backyard. You have now moved out towards the backyard where they are all sitting outside?
Yeah, they were all in the backyard, sitting outside, just having fun with each other, and they were smoking and drinking, like it was just a normal day for them.
So what happened after that?
I was sitting there on the bench, and I wasn't allowed to leave. At one point, Sean Combs threw a fanny pack at me that was full of drugs, and I got angry, and I threw the fanny pack into the bush, and that's when the bodyguard told me that I had messed up and to go get it, and Sean quickly said, no, she needs to stay there. Someone else go get it. So I couldn't get up from the seat. He was just trying to brag about all his celebrity friends, and I just didn't want to listen to him. I just was sitting there until I could try to run. But there were so many people, like, around the house and up above near the actual house's backyard, where there's a patio where Christina Coram and a bunch of people were just hanging out and smoking and chatting and having fun. Sean Combs turns to me and he says, "Why haven't we ever partied like this before?" And that's when I got enraged and I said, "This is not a party. You raped me." And he attempted to bribe me with some amount of money, and I said, "No, you raped me. I'm not going to stay silent on this." And then he ended up calling his mother, Janice Combs, and she got on the phone, a FaceTime video, and she yelled at me not to hurt her son. And I yelled back, "He raped me." And she told me to take the money and shut up.
Doing physical therapy for your dog's arthritis actually makes it worse. Here's what to do instead.
This is the most natural way to flush out doggy joint pain. When Kevin was 8, he started to slow down. He went from pulling on his leash to dragging behind me. He needed help getting into the car, and he even began to limp. I tried every
This is pretty much a sign to stop. We had a couple of commercials, and the whole reason I was playing that is because this young lady had a lot of detail, a lot of information, and according to her, she went to the authorities. They said they investigated things, and her allegations was unfound. That means they didn't find nothing. And then then she had felt compelled to get an attorney eventually. We don't know when this happened. I don't know the date. And then here we are talking about it. This is a season where there's a lot of young ladies and men who have been touched inappropriately, have been have allegations of it, have allegations of, what they call it, grape, but you know what I'm trying to say. And it's horrific, everybody. And I'm saying to you, this is the kind of America y'all want, where people money, influence, and their sicknesses. Now, if what she's saying is true, and we know their allegations, that's kind of sick and demonic to call yourself having sex that is so precious in the eyes of God, and it really is, for someone to take and act like it's going to the bathroom. Pretty much. It's disgusting. So I see that we as Americans, we got a lot of work to do, y'all. A lot of praying, a lot of work. So I was playing that to say that this was going on. Now, there are some breaking stories going on. One of my favorite bloggers, but I'm not really sure what's going on, even though I wanted to keep this focus on Wanda's situation, because I'm trying to deal with women like her that may have had circumstances and situations that caused them to be, I don't like the word victim, but for lack of a better term, a victim. So I've been trying to put that in the first point, in the 4-point, so that we could know what's going on. Looks like it's some breaking news of Diddy super indictment. So I'm saying this to say that a lot of stuff that happened, it got worse as time went on because nobody did nothing. Let me make sure my stuff is on. Let me double check here, because I was talking last time and I was okay. I'm fine. I was talking and nobody could hear me. But yeah, so all of this. All right. Got it. I got it. Everything good. So here we have a young lady who's talking these allegations, saying what she's saying, giving graphic details Imagine if that was your child or your sister or your cousin or your friend, and you go to the authorities with all that and nothing happens. And now we have what we call a mess, because it took the courage of one or two people to come out and say their story, which was horrible too. And then some people who are victims finally woke up. Okay, I know some people scared. They don't want the trouble. Some people have been paid off. Some people forgave the person and they took the money and left, or whatever the case is. I get it. Everybody's not going to wind up at the police station. But I do realize that the ones that do get into the police station, the one that does get to the prosecutor's office, need to do something. Let me just say this too about our situation. When we were trying to do things for our cases and was bullied, which I believe was by the attorneys. And nonetheless, the bullying, we filed police reports, got all of them, and a whole lot of letters to the Attorney General's office, begging for help, pleading for help, all kinds of actions for help. Got nothing. So, and they got the letters to prove it. And those letters are out there on the internet. Somebody got them and did what they were going to do with them and asked us questions and so forth and so on. We asked, did anything happen to you? Did anybody come? No, nobody didn't. How can a whole office not do nothing? I'm not sure if I could work for any agency where I hear this. I know people got to hear about it, and nobody does nothing. Something wrong with that, y'all. So at any rate, I'm just talking about what I'm talking about because I know we need to talk about these things, because the reason why this stuff has gotten this far is because people turn the other way, look the other way, and now we have a mess. And the funny thing about our story is that we've been dealing with our story, me and my godson, Satterthwaite, since 2000. I've been dealing with it since 2011. Wanda started 2010. Ramir became a part of the case in 2013. That long. So we all was just trying to get justice and trying to make sure that things would happen. So Wanda's life and the importance of her life goes beyond this stuff. But this stuff is a part of it because it'll help somebody else. It's going to help her story for clarity for those who need it, and everybody else's and other people's story. Your story is my story, and vice versa. So I wanted to play this clip of the young lady because I thought it was powerful and devastating and scary at the same time that we would go through this, because to me it's sick, right? This definitely is a sickness, because nobody needs that much sex. And if you do, you taking something. You must be doing some sort of something. Because from what I know from my studies and talking to God and praying and studying, that you do, if you enhance certain things, parts of your brain, triggers in your brain, which is the sex part, and you trigger it to do something and go to a place of maximum. I don't even know why they make these drugs, but okay. You cause it to act erratic. So you're not happy working in your best behavior. But my thing is, why do you want to do that? Why do you need that much? You got that much time? It don't make sense. So at the end of the day, it's definitely a perversion. It is, everybody. It's perversion. It's something where people want to go beyond, but don't really need to and should not really want to, but they do. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. And I do get it. Let me just refresh this. But I'm just saying what I'm saying because I don't understand it. That's all I'm saying. So please click, and share the information. For those of you who are able to, I'm asking you to talk to me. It's kind of quiet out here. It's quiet, everybody. Somebody say something so I can know what's going on here. But at the end of the day, I wanted to play another clip. I'm going to do the last one later. This is another person that I like. He's been talking about a lot of stuff in the news about people being upset about different things that are happening. Now, this is another case I've been following with the Bugsby and how he's been dealing with the allegations of the 13-year-old, and Diddy's a part of that as well. So he's been talking about that, and he's been saying certain things that that needs to be said so that people can understand the nature of the case. So hold on one second, because I'm going to go in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find the area where I want to go to, because I'm not trying to look at the whole thing, but we got to do the transcript for that. So I usually like to do the beginning part so you can hear what the person is saying, and then skip to where I want to go. And in this case here, we wanted to hear what Bugsby had to say in regard to the 13-year-old. Now, the 13-year-old girl that had allegations about the same types of things, she's now 38. We want to, I think that sometimes here, for the interest of justice, let's see if we can get this to go up though. Hold on, everybody, because I want to go, and I don't know, it's not going in the transcripts. Every time you go up here and do with the transcript, maybe I got to do it that way. It's not doing it. Interesting. So he has the name in here, but then when you go down here to do it, you don't find it. All right. I think I got it now. So we're going to be at 4:45 for that, and then it'll be beginning. Okay, everybody. So what I want to do is play a couple things of this clip, because this is another person that I listened to, and I probably need to keep his like this on, just so you can hear the beginning of his comments. He keeps up with also the victims. He deals with the legal documents, so a lot of us don't have to sit and read them. He reads them for us. So at any rate, I want to play this because I think this is important. Another person that has similar information or allegations about the same person, and then other men that were involved, so that you can get an idea that if you're doing this and this is over and over again, when do we stop this madness? Does anybody know? Because I just want to know. But at the end of the day, I get it. Corruption, greed, money, narcissism, a lot of stuff is the reason why stuff hasn't changed. Instead of you doing things for the community, try to empower people, love your family, take care of your kids, we talking about and doing this crazy stuff. Yeah, we are. And it's crazy, y'all. All right, so here we go. I'm going to play this clip, and then we'll talk about it on the other side. Let's see if I can get it and make sure it works, because you know how this is, right? It just sometimes don't always do what I wanted to do. I'm going to go back. That's not it either, y'all. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, here it is. I'm sorry. I got it. You know, sometimes you just got to keep doing this stuff till you get it right. Here we are. We're going to look at this and talk about it on the other side. Let me see.
Fearing for herself over Justin Bieber being a loose cannon. Either Justin is a loose cannon behind closed doors and we just don't know, or his old team are up to new tricks. Hey guys, it's Murad Morali, daily and consistent content. Let's get straight into this report via the Daily Mail, where, you know, Justin Bieber appeared to debunk rumors when he put out a statement, but the tensions are believed to have prompted calls from Hailey's friends to leave Bieber, with his unacceptable behavior raising concern. Hailey's been struggling with Justin almost since the start of the marriage, and insider told Daily Mail she loves him madly, but he's a loose cannon. Some of her friends have advised her to go it alone and leave him. His behavior is sometimes unacceptable. She's put up with a lot. The insider said Hailey and those close to her were hopeful that he would change after the arrival of their first child, but little change has taken place, unfortunately. When the baby was born, he was there for her, and she thought being a father would change him for the better, but it hasn't stuck. Justin's new role as a first-time dad has also left him very stressed, along with the combination of the fallout from Diddy's arrest. Soon followed speculation of turmoil between Justin and Hailey, which was further alleged this month when his fans noticed he was no longer following his father-in-law, and then days later he prompted concern for his marijuana use with a shared picture of himself as well, shortly before unfollowing Hailey and then refollowing her and saying that somebody went into his account. Road Beauty founder Hailey also appeared to do damage control by sharing a picture of a sleeping Justin as well.
So I'm going to put this on pause because basically I am trying to not deal too much with this. I did a video on Justin Bieber, regarding his circumstances and situations and the struggles he's going through, because he is a male victim. So I'm playing this so you can see that it's not just the women. I'm not just for women. I'm for everybody. But we have men too, that if they have been violated and they have been put in situations where they shouldn't have been because they were younger, now as an adult, they're acting it out. So I'm just playing that for that reason, because I love Justin, been praying for Justin, did a video on Justin on what me and him have in common. I'm going to play a little bit more, then we're going to go on from there, but I don't want to get too caught up on that. I want to really get into what Bugsby was saying about some of the things that he did the filings on, because Bugsby is doing stuff on behalf of the victims who have allegations about stuff that happened to them. So that's why we love Bugsby. We want Bugsby to keep fighting for the victims, because we need somebody to fight for the victims. We really do. The victims need to fight, and we need people like an attorney like him. So we'll listen to a little bit more, but the whole point is not to get all the gossip piece. That's part of the thing for the drama, but also to let you see what could happen to people when they go through what they go through.
But it looks like the cracks are surfacing. But an insider said Haley has been trying to give Justin the help he needs, but he doesn't appreciate being told what to do, and sometimes it shuts her down and refuses to talk to her for days. A second source claimed Haley, who tied the knot with Justin, he puts up with his baggage as she is desperate for them to be a complete family unit. Living with Justin is a stressful experience because he often likes his own way. Sometimes he can be an unpleasant person to be around, and that's when she lets him do what he wants, as she knows it will be resolved in a few days. But he is still following Diddy. Despite sources previously telling Daily Mail that he was so disturbed by the news of his arrest back in September, the fallen mogul, who remains locked up at the MDC, has pleaded not guilty to his charges. Bieber is so disturbed by the P. Diddy news and is unwilling to process it or discuss it, so he has shut off. Many people who helped to make him who he were very close to Diddy, and he has completely thrown him. Justin hasn't been responding on this since the home raids, and he's definitely not going to. So, difficult to be with a loose cannon, anger issues, shutting down Hailey Bieber, refusing to speak to her.
Do you want to know what happens when you drink 1 tablespoon of turmeric before you poop? Average person has 15 pounds of poop stuck in them at all times.
The baby not really helping, and if anything is just furthering their marital woes. Are the issues going on behind the scenes? I don't know. There are many options as to why this article has been developed. Either Hailey's team is putting this out there, prepping for this divorce news, or this is from Bieber's old team that he has unfollowed. They don't like the fact that he's cut them all off, because if you cut them all off, you're cutting off all the money as well. He's not just cut off Usher and Scooter Braun, but many people around him that were part of his team. And so I think that they are putting out these stories via PR, and I think that this is what is going on here, unfortunately. And I think that it's just about to get bad for Bieber. I feel like he's facing some uphill battles this year, and I think the music and the touring could just be seen as a distraction. But I really want to know the placement of this article, the source of this article. Why was this coming out? Bieber is now being described as a loose cannon. This is something that we've never seen before. He's never been described in this state. So this article being dropped in this manner, motion to dismiss the lawsuit in a new suit against 10,000 makes me question what is going on with their marriage, if there's issues, or it's an attack from his old people. Now, Jay-Z's investigators are being accused, guys, of bribing individuals with $10,000 to sue lawyers in a new filing. The rapper, whose real name is Sean Carter, was accused of R-wording a 13-year-old. In response, Carter filed an extortion lawsuit against Busby and later added a defamation claim to the lawsuit. Now, Busby has asked for a motion to dismiss the lawsuit in a new court filing, pointing to anti-SLAPP laws, which aims to provide a remedy to strategic lawsuits against public participation. In the latest court documents, which have been obtained by the Mirror US, Busby alleged multiple past and current employees and clients of the Busby parties reported being approached by persons claiming to be investigating the Busby parties. The motion papers allege the investigators claimed to be from the state. They're said to have flashed badges, guys, whilst urging people to sue the Busby parties. The documents claim the investigators even offered payments up to $10,000 to do so. The documents continued on information and belief, and based on information obtained from such conversations, these investigators are associated in some way with Carter and are part of an effort to harass and intimidate the Busby parties. In a statement shared with the Mirror, Busby added, "The case was nothing more than an effort to silence alleged victims. It is frivolous and should be dismissed." The Mirror has approached Carter's attorneys for comment, but they have yet to respond. Busby then took to X to share a statement about the rapper. "Regarding the Jay-Z case and his efforts to silence my clients, Mr. Carter previously denied being the one who sued me and my firm. He filed his frivolous case under a pseudonym. What he fails to say in his recent statement is my firm sent his lawyer a demand letter on behalf of an alleged victim, and that victim never demanded a penny from him. Instead, she only sought a confidential mediation."
So we see here there's a trend going on to try to silence the victims. That's what I'm playing it for. And Busby talked about that. And that's what we got to work against. That's what we got to work against. We got to work against silencing the victims in a way that is not good, because what's happening is a lot of this people going to explode, when they don't get some sort of justice or get heard, at least something happens to them. So at the end of the day, we need to talk about that, everybody.
But then at the same time, Busby, what do you expect takes place at a mediation? People are going to obviously put up the fact of financial compensation at a mediation. So initially in the letters, Busby is clever not to put any financial compensation, because that is something that he wants to have in person, in conversation, so that it's not on track record that Jay-Z can use and extrapolate and use against him. It's a very clever move. We've seen the letters now. We've seen what Busby has posted. Not my ring light going off. God forbid. God forbid. Lord have mercy. It's so embarrassing.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's so embarrassing, guys. I do apologize. I really do. But I've lost my train of thought as well. But I honestly just feel like I've completely lost my train of thought. I hate when this happens. What was I talking about? Something about Busby and Jay-Z.
Baccarat Rouge, 5-4.
That's always a sign that we can stop right there. So we are going to stop right there. No more perfumes and all this stuff. It's beautiful. We can talk about that right now. So the point of playing these clips was to show that sometimes with going through victims' lives and what they've been through can be challenging. And I was trying to play and put Wanda's picture up here. I don't think I can share it. But the whole point was to try to show about what victims can go through. Let me see if I can do that while we're talking, because I forgot to do that, everybody. I was going to put her picture beside me while I'm talking, so that you guys could see her and she could be in the situation, so to speak. But let me see if I can go out of here. Y'all know I like to go around and move around a little bit. Can't do it there. I'm not going to do it there. But I guess, no, I'll go back here. Just hold on. I'm going to get there, y'all. So, yeah, I wanted to be able to have her picture on the side of me. And I'm going to see if I can do that, because, you can do a lot of things. Just can't give up, everybody. So, yeah, Wanda's picture was where? Was that that was inside the downloads. And the downloads are here. I'm going to see if I can get her picture in. I might not be able to get it in here. We'll see. We don't want that there. Hold on, everybody. It's coming. I got it, but I just got to figure out what kind of program I'm going to use to open it up with. But the whole point, I was trying to get it so that she could be on the side while I was talking, and you guys could really have this remembering Wanda Satterthwaite. So I felt bad today. I just felt bad today. Not just for her, but other victims too, that I feel like are not being heard. So let me see how this looks on my end over here. Okay, so I think can I do that side by side? I can. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to have her picture side by side while I was talking, so that you can see her every time I'm talking about her, that you'll remember her life and who she was and what she did, and the purpose that she had while she was here. And even while she's gone, there's still a purpose. She still has a mission and a plan that she wanted to do with her life, and things that places she wanted to go. And her children will probably go to some of the places she couldn't get a chance to go to, and some of the things that she wanted to do to help certain organizations and volunteer work and things like that with the church. We're going to be doing some things on her behalf. So the day was definitely about that, everybody. It was about us being able to articulate that for people who might be victims. I played the videos so that y'all can see that it's not easy sometimes when you are fighting for a cause and a purpose, and the oppositions are not good. I mean, it's not so much as right or wrong. It's about how you play the game. If you try to play the game to um, spoil the jury pool, or to taint people's minds, to poison stuff, to do all these things that you really don't need to do if you're right. Now, sometimes some men will say they'll never get a fair shake with a woman. Well, I don't know if that's true, guys, but it can be in some cases, but not every case. I'm just one of those people that believes if you're doing the right thing will always, always come back to you. So today was a difficult day in dealing with the loss, but not the cause, because although the loss is not here, the person is not here. Their body's not here. Their spirit is, and when you have to remember them or need to remember them or whatever the case may be, I won't say have to because that ain't really the case, but sometimes have to, meaning that it may come to you strong for some reason and feel kind of a burden or something you might need to do or should do. But nonetheless, I wanted everybody in America and the world to remember Wanda Satterthwaite. And I made a message before, and I always keep saying it. She's not a victim. She never was. She's a person. She's been in some circumstances and situations where the court tried to take advantage of her. The court people called her at her house when they wasn't supposed to call her. It's kind of a lot of weird stuff. But she made it through all of it. And there were some circumstances and situations that caused her life to be cut short. And we're going to remember you, Miss Wanda. We're going to always remember you. So today we're going to put you out to the world, girl. And that's what we're doing now so that everybody can get it. So today's discussion was about just that, everybody. It was about talking about stuff, being active with things, understanding things, and then going after those things so that your voice will be heard and your voice will continue. Whoever voice you are voicing for, because your voice is not just for you, it's for you, the community, for others, etc. Your call, your purpose, all twined up together. So today we did just that. We wanted to make sure we talked about Wanda Satterthwaite, her life. We showed pictures, everybody, of her family and her children. Y'all know about Ramirez Satterthwaite. We talked about some of the stuff dealing with the cases and how, not just with her case, but how her case ties in with other people's cases when we talked about certain circumstances that everybody don't want to believe and what have you. It's a very horrible situation for a woman to be in when the sex is not consensuous. And even if it is and she's underage, that can be very, very messy, guys. Just get a card, check their card, y'all. Check their license. Don't do it, right? Because when you do, it can come back to haunt you. So we're just thankful for Wanda. We're thankful for her. We're thankful for her purpose. We're thankful for everything about her life. And we know that we're going to get there. She's going to get there. God's going to get us there. It's going to be a great time for us to reminisce on the things that we need to reminisce on. So thank you all so much. I'm just going to double check to make sure we don't have any questions on the other side. And then we're going to head on out, everybody. I think that we did a good deed today. We basically tried to bring to light, and we tried to talk about people that might have been going through similar things with her, like her rather, and that mainly the purposes and being able to go to the government, the people in authority, and get help and get services. That's the biggest thing, y'all. The biggest thing is being able to get it, to make sure that people are not lost in the sauce. That their lives have meaning, they have purpose, they have all that they need. I want to say amen, so I'm going to say amen, everybody. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say amen. So thank you all so much for being a part of the Keeping It Real with Dr. Lil. I don't see anybody for questions or comments. I didn't put the link in there, but we'll do that next time because I am getting used to some of these gadgets, if you will. The gadgets are a little bit interesting. I did get a request to play some pictures again, so I think I'm gonna play some pictures of her again, and then we'll head on out. The pictures are going to be her and her family, so forth and so on, of Wanda Satterthwaite. So let me just see if I can. I think I got to stop sharing this, and then I need to go to that directory again. Where was it? Where was that directory? Uh-huh. Oh, it's under pictures. So let me just go there. So remember, we did the Phoenix. Your ancestors are always watching over you. They're always with you. They're always watching over you. I think they're in the stars in the sky. I do. I just feel like when I saw the picture, as I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna play the picture again of my family or the Phoenix. What they call it? The Phoenix on the horizon. When I played this or showed this, I feel like for me, God was showing me that your ancestors are with you. So I'm gonna let you look at this, at the Phoenix one, while I go find Wanda's picture or her Wanda's directory. I think I just found it. But yeah, so because it's just interesting. It's interesting to me. Um, it's just interesting, everybody. It's an interesting life that we live. You want to live with purpose. You want to have a real legacy. You don't want to be somebody that's nobody want to talk about for real. So I just think that this is a good time for us to try to hold on to good memories. That's what I'm getting at. So I'm going to go back to, while y'all looking at that picture, I'm going to go back to Wanda's picture so y'all can see that again. For those who might have came on late, I'm going to play her pictures again, and I'm going to play her pictures again. So I'm thinking it was over here. I was just trying to think of where I put them. So hold on. We're going to get there, y'all. Just hold on. Yeah, here we are. We're moving along. So here I got to go down to her directory. Here it is. It's coming, everybody. It's just sometimes with some of these files, they're so big. So that picture you see again is my home. My family members are living there, and they're like family anyway. They are there, and though that my neighbor took a picture of, she took a picture of why ain't this moving? Hold on, y'all. Something's wrong here. It was going to the directory, but I couldn't see it go to the directory. So therefore, I could not get to the file. So let me try it again. So I was clicking it. Okay, I think this is better. You're gonna click and go to where you want to go to. I'm getting Wanda's pictures for those of you who might have missed it earlier. Let me see. Uh, we're almost there. I can't go back and forth to toggle, so this is the best I can do. So I'm here now, and I'm gonna go back to my favorite picture that I love of her, and I'm gonna open that up. Just hold on, and then I'm gonna stop sharing in this one and start sharing the new one. hmm This was the favorite picture I said everybody that I loved of Wanda. Remember that? And then I know I'm probably down there in the corner, but y'all got the idea of the picture of the Phoenix of Arizona. Uh, your ancestors is what I'm trying to say. I'll get that right, but y'all can go look it up yourself too, right? So this is my favorite picture of her. This was a week or so or two before she died. She wanted to try purple hair. And that purple hair fit her. I don't care what nobody says. Everybody can't wear no purple hair, but it fit her. Here's the next one of her and her son, Zaire. He's 18 years old. He was 18 in this picture. There's Ramir in the tan shirt, and then Zaire in the black shirt, his little brother. There's what do you, Ramir, I can't talk right now. Ramir and his two daughters. This is Chanel with the yellow, and then Armani with the pink and white top. This is Ramir and his brother Zaire and his cousin. That's Ramir and Zaire. We went to this picture is when we went to Atlantic City to the Please Touch Museum, and everything was kind of weird for them. They were laughing and everything. This was a picture I told everybody that Wanda took. She took a glamour shot, and they did a beautiful thing with her hair. This is Wanda at the White House when Obama was in office. She really wanted to go. So this is Wanda. We went to the White House. This is her and I. This is me over here and then her. I wonder where that jacket is. So that's me and Wanda. This is Wanda again. Yes, I'm Ramir. This is a Wanda obituary. That's her, everybody. She went home to be with the Lord. And that's her son, Zaire. So, yeah, that's it, everybody. I think that's enough for one day to go over somebody you love that you lost. And I just wanted to share it with everybody. And I also wanted to tie in why these other cases are important, that we need to keep our eyes out on for justice. We're not trying to slander nobody. We're not trying to make nobody guilty. We're just asking, like, and then even our case, for fair due process. Can you imagine that? So the bare fact that we went through some similar stuff in our case over the last 10 or 14 years with some attorneys and bad clients, etc., we realized that the same things is happening now. There's a Diddy case and other cases. So therefore, some of these persons who are saying they have issues and problems and concerns and something happened to them, pay attention, everybody. Stay awake. This could be somebody you love and care about, and you don't want to go to sleep on that because you might pay a price for it. Sometimes you reap what you sow indirectly too when you don't do what you're supposed to do to help people who are looking for help. So we're hoping and praying that the authorities, the people that are in positions, will do what they're supposed to do so that there won't be a whole lot of problems and all this craziness going on because you're doing your job. When you do your job and you stay ethical, then people can respect you. You can respect yourself and you can be getting your check for the right reasons. Otherwise, you're kind of stealing, kind of. So do what's right if you've been put in a position of honor, of respect and integrity. That's what I'm saying. Just do your job. And I know there's a lot of corruption out there. There's a lot of people, and people want to pay you off and put you in a mansion. But you look around that mansion and you look around how you got it on the backs of people by committing a crime. That's nasty. That's horrible. That's just disgusting. You don't want to do that. You want to have integrity about yourself and who you are. It's not about what how other people think. It's about what you think. Look at yourself in the mirror and be able to respect yourself. That's what you want to do when you take an oath of office in a job, no matter what it is, to do the right thing by the people you serve in that community, in that county, in that city, etc. So I don't want to go on a rampage with that. But I want to thank you all very much for being with me for the last hour and a half on the Keep It Real with Dr. Lil. And I just praise God for all of you. I do. Y'all know I had to get that in. So be encouraged, and know that in due season, in due time, all things are going to work together. People can say what they're going to say, but all things are going to work together. That's just the way I believe life has been designed to do, so that people don't or and can't be, in a situation where they don't need to be. They don't need to be it. So be encouraged, everybody, as we look and encourage and be happy about Wanda Satterthwaite. Wanda Satterthwaite, we'll never forget you. We love you. We love you. We miss you. And we're still fighting for you in each and every way. So you're going to be proud You're going to be grateful and thankful that your legacy lives on. Your purpose and your plan lives on. Love you, love you, love you, Wanda Satterthwaite. You'll never, ever be forgotten. Amen, everybody. I want you to be encouraged. Be encouraged. Be encouraged. And don't worry about what people think, because that don't matter at all. Thank you so much, everybody. God bless. We'll talk to you soon.